What is happening, you wonderful people? So with The Mandalorian and Grogu releasing in theaters last week, there is now a new Star Wars film in the Star Wars franchise, so I thought it'd be fun to rank all of the Star Wars films, including The Mandalorian and Grogu, from worst to best, so let's talk about it. And just for reference, I actually don't hate a single Star Wars film. I know when I say that, y'all are probably going to be like, really? You don't hate a single Star Wars film? Not even The Rise of Skywalker? No, I don't. But obviously, one of the films has to come last, obviously. Coming in at number 12 is Star Wars Attack of the Clones. And I have actually not seen Attack of the Clones in a long time. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie and a lot of the other Star Wars movies. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've actually sat down and fully watched a Star Wars movie besides Mandalorian and Grogu, because I just saw that in theaters. But I'm talking about at home, like watching a movie at home. It's been a long time, but with Attack of the Clones, even though this is my least favorite Star Wars film in the franchise, I don't hate it, but it's just okay in my opinion. I don't hate the film, but it's one that I've just never really wanted to go back and watch. I think there are some really great things in here. I like Jango Fett in here, I like Mace Windu, and I like that Coliseum fight, and I even like some of the visual aesthetic pieces in here. I think the visual aesthetic is great, and I think it was good for the time it was made in, and some people like this movie, some people despise this movie. A lot of people despise it, some people are just, really enjoy it, and I just, it's not one that I ever really need to go back and watch. Maybe if it's on TV and there's nothing else to watch, sure, I'll watch it. And coming in at number 11 is The Phantom Menace. This is another one just like Attack of the Clones in like sort of a few ways where I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's one that I also don't ever really need to go back and watch. I don't hate this movie. I don't think this movie's great. I think it's just in the middle. It's just mid, and there are people who love this one. There are people who hate it. There are people who despise it, and there are people who think it's good, but I am just someone who thinks it's just right in the middle. I like the characters in here. I like Qui-Gon Jinn. I like Obi-Wan. That Darth Maul fight is one of the best fights in the franchise, and one of the best fights in cinematic history. I think Darth Maul is such a menacing villain in not just this movie, but the show, and he's just amazing. And you actually care for Anakin as a character in here. You don't really see him slowly turn to the dark side in here until we get to the second movie, but in here, when you're watching this movie, you're like, I obviously know what's gonna happen down the line in the future, and he's such a good kid. He's an innocent kid in this movie. I don't want that to happen to him, but it's basically inevitable. Some of the lightsaber fights in here are good as well, and I don't even hate Jar Jar Binks. I don't. People find him annoying. I don't find him that annoying. I really don't. And coming in at number 10 is Solo: A Star Wars Story. Now, this movie is just mid. It's just mid. This movie, I remember when I went to go see it years ago in the theaters, and I wouldn't say I fell asleep during the movie, but technically I dozed off, and it's one that I, just like these other two, like I've been saying, I don't ever need to go back and watch it. I personally don't think Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones are boring, but Solo, while I do think Solo is better than Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, it is a better movie, like visually speaking as well, I just find it to be boring. I don't find the story to be very interesting. The narrative is not very engaging. I like Chewbacca, and I think Alden Ehrenreich is a great young Han Solo, and I like Woody Harrelson in here. I like the ending where we get Darth Maul. We come to realize that he's alive, and I'm like, whoa, that's insane, and that scene will make you perk up. It really will, and hopefully they kind of do something with that. I know they have the Darth Maul show now, but I think that was maybe before Solo in a way, sort of. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I just never found the story to be that interesting. I think visually it's great. I think some of the action set pieces are really good in here. And I like the characters. I like Chewbacca and Han Solo, obviously. I really do. But it's nothing really, it doesn't do much anything interesting. It really doesn't. And coming in at number 9 is Revenge of the Sith. I love Revenge of the Sith. I really think that this movie does a good job of conveying themes and messages in here. Like it has a lot of a Christian. I go to church, and I've seen this video before, and I actually saw it again today, where this guy was talking to Charlie Kirk. And he made a good point. He made a really good point.
It's way better than anything that's been putting out nowadays. It's got biblical references, the fall of Satan, the fall of Lucifer, Palpatine tempting Anakin just like the snake in the Garden of Eden.
That this movie is basically talking about the fall of Satan, the fall of Lucifer. And when I heard him say that in the video, I was like, he makes a really good point. He makes a really good point with Anakin falling from the light side to the dark side. That is basically the devil, Lucifer, falling to the dark side. And I'm like, that's a really good way to put it. And I love the visual aesthetic in here. I love the atmosphere and the fall of Anakin. And it's really about just loss and grief and love. And it really is all of those themes just jumbled together, but not in a messy way, in a really good way. And General Grievous is awesome. The Yoda fight with Emperor is amazing. And overall, I just have always had fun with this movie. I enjoy it. It's good. And coming in at number 8 is The Mandalorian and Grogu. My actual review, I did it the other day. If you have not seen it yet, somewhere up here, go check that out. I appreciate it a lot. And The Mandalorian and Grogu is a lot of fun. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but it's not a train wreck in my opinion. Just like the seasons, just like the series, I love the bond between Mando and Grogu. I love the father and son bond, and I think visually it's awesome. And Ludwig Göransson's score in here is so just heart-pounding and booming, and the story's a little messy at times, sure, but I love the adventure aspects of it. And people were walking out of it saying one of their main issues was that it felt like a 4th season. It felt like a 4-episode series, and honestly, maybe at times, maybe it felt like that, like at times, but it didn't really feel like that to me. It really didn't. And coming in at number 7 is Star Wars A New Hope. This is Star Wars to a T. This is a Star Wars movie that started it all. And this is one that I don't go back and watch all that much. I really don't. But, and maybe I don't love this one as much as everyone else. Like, it's nothing compared to Empire and Return. Like, Return of the Jedi, Empire. We'll talk about this in a little bit, trust me. But I still love A New Hope. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. And I love the introduction to all our characters in here, whether it's Luke, Han, Chewie, Leia, C-3PO, R2, Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, everybody in here. And at that time when it was made, everyone was like, oh, okay, obviously this is a new thing, this is a new franchise, we don't know anything about this, we don't know anything about the characters, but I'm really loving this, I want more. And it's such a fun character piece, and the world building in here is so much fun as well. Coming in at number 6, this is gonna be very controversial. This is gonna ruffle a lot of feathers, and I can see the comments coming through right now. This is just my opinion. This is just how I feel. But coming in at number 6 is The Rise of Skywalker. Coming in at number 6 is The Rise of Skywalker, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, no freaking way, you just said you like that more than A New Hope. What is wrong with you, Hayden?
What's the matter with you?
And I've never hated this movie like most people. I never hated this movie like most people. Is it perfect? No, it's not a perfect film. But I love the vibe of this movie. I love the overall aesthetic. And you get that Star Wars vibe in here that you know. That Star Wars vibe that you absolutely love. And I think, personally, it's a good ending. It's a good ending. I think it's a good ending. I love the character moments in here, and while the story's not that great, the story could have been better than it was. It's not perfect. I like the fights in here, and I love that final battle where all the ships in the galaxy just come through, and I feel like a lot of characters get their moments, and I even like the Emperor stuff in here. I really do. I really do. Like, I know it's a hot take. I know what I'm saying is a hot take, but I stand by it. I do. And coming in at number 5 is Rogue One. Rogue One, I talk about visual aesthetic and atmosphere and vibe, the Star Wars vibe. I talk about the Star Wars vibe that we all know and love. This movie has it all, man. Rogue One has that vibe, that color grading, that Star Wars vibe, that amazing color palette, the action, the emotion, the poignancy. It has all of that. And I love Battlefront. Battlefront is one of my favorite video games of all time. I don't know where I'd rank it, but I love Battlefront. I grew up playing Battlefront. Now, talking about it, I want to play Battlefront now. I do. It reminds me of a movie version of Battlefront, and the stakes in here feel so high. I love how it just ties in and how the story is told, and it's one of the best sci-fi movies ever made as well. Coming in at number 4 is Star Wars The Last Jedi. I am a Last Jedi defender. I love this movie. I love the color grading. I love the aesthetic, and I love the story. And I know Snoke was wasted. Snoke was wasted. He was. But I love that this movie, and a lot of Star Wars movies are, all of them are basically, but I love how this movie is about temptation. It really deals with the temptation with Kylo trying to get Rey to abandon the light side and join the dark side. And I just love the story overall. I really do. And it's so engaging. And that opening scene with Poe just taking out all the Star Destroyers with this X-Wing.
I began to pass out. Then my head hit the wall.
That is one of the greatest openings in all of Star Wars. That is one of the greatest openings I've ever seen in a movie. Just the stakes and the intensity and just how fast-paced it is, but it's not fast-paced in a rushed way. The score and just the stakes. Oh, it's such a fun time. I love it so much. And coming in at number 3 is The Empire Strikes Back. This is one of, if not, the greatest movies ever made. And I love the vibe of Empire Strikes Back. I love the vibe. I love the poignancy, and the cliffhanger is so much fun. And you're like, man, I want the next one now so bad. And the fight between Luke and Darth Vader is such a good fight scene. And just the stakes feel so high. And for the time it was in the 80s, the time it was made in the 80s, this is such a good film, and it's such a character-driven film. It's such a story-driven film, and I love the character moments in here. I love the arcs in here, and it's just a phenomenal film. It always has been. And coming in at number 2 is Return of the Jedi. I was today years old when I found out people do not like Return of the Jedi. I don't know why. This is not just the second best Star Wars movie ever made. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. I grew up on this film, like a lot of these films, like basically all of these ones. Like, I don't know why people hate Return of the Jedi. I always thought Empire was better, but when I was doing this ranking, I really thought about it. I thought about it hard. I was like, I love Empire, but I think Return is a better film, and people say it's kiddish. I don't know why people don't like the Ewoks. I love the Ewoks. I don't understand why people don't. This is one of the most, I feel like, in my opinion, emotionally driven Star Wars films, and mainly because of the ending with the song when they defeat the Empire and they're all just sitting there celebrating. It's an emotional roller coaster, and I love the vibe and aesthetic. I do, and I love the fight scene between Luke and Darth Vader and Emperor, and Luke is struggling. You see the struggle of him trying to not join the dark side and trying to avoid that temptation. And I love the Jabba stuff in here. I love the Boba Fett stuff in here. I love the story as a whole and how it's structured and how it flows. And I still don't know why people hate Return. It's great. And coming in at number 1 is Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, this is my favorite Star Wars film, and it's my favorite for so many reasons. I love this movie to death, and mainly because it's a great movie in itself. It really is, but also the experience that I had when I went to go see this movie when it opened. Like, I will hold that memory in my heart for the rest of my life. Back in 2015, I was young, I was little. My dad took me and my sister to go see it opening night, and I remembered that moment like it was yesterday. And if time travel was real, I would go back. That's one of the nights I would go back to. Like, I know time travel is not real, but if it was real, that's the first night I would go back to. I really would. The energy and just the vibe of that night with all these Star Wars fans around me, just everybody just clapping and hooping and hollering. I don't... It's phenomenal. And the movie itself, talking about the movie, what I thought, because obviously I love this movie, visual aesthetic, the atmosphere, the action, the stakes, the intensity, and even just when the trailers came out, everybody's like, I still go back and watch trailer reactions to The Force Awakens, and I still get chills to this day. Like, I love this movie. I do. I remember when I was little, back in 2015, when I was little, I walked up our stairs to this like big room that we had at my old house, and my dad was on a live stream with all his buddies, and they were going over theories about what's going to happen to Force Awakens, and he thought that Luke was going to be Kylo, and that obviously didn't end up happening. But everything about this movie, I love it. So that'll wrap up this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share in this video. We just hit 1K, this was a while back. We're now at 1.4K. And the next big milestone is 2K and 3K after that. Beyond that as well. If you're new as well, I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, trailer reactions, movie live streams, movie news, movie rankings, all that wonderful movie stuff under the movie umbrella. And let's talk in the comments down below. What's y'all's favorite Star Wars film? What's y'all's least favorite Star Wars film? Is it The Last Jedi? Is it Revenge of the Sith? Let's talk about it down below. And keep talking movies, wonderful people. Cheers.